Keith, you have your work cut out for you. A lot to track going on out there.
A lot going on. It is kind of, we had a storm last year, like around Christmas, and it's when you're quiet and then all of a sudden you hit on the holiday, you're like, why?
Of course.
Like, yeah.
What a coincidence.
Why? But we'll be all right. It's going to be about timing, which we'll talk about here. There's the storm system starting to get its legs a little bit in through Cincinnati, kind of the Ohio Valley. The low's actually down here just south of Memphis. It's not going to be a very strong storm, though, until it gets into the mid-Atlantic, and especially when it gets into the Gulf of Maine for us tomorrow, kind of late afternoon and into the early evening. Until then, it's pretty quiet tonight. Temperatures drop down to freezing or below, some 20s across northern Maine to upper 20s. And so tomorrow morning when you wake up, for the most part, it's just going to be cloudy. If you're down towards Kittery or Portsmouth, there could be a couple of sprinkles down there, or maybe a snow flurry over far western Maine, but generally there's not a whole lot going on here through the morning hours. But then from southwest to northeast, in the mid-morning to late morning, this is 11 o'clock, we start to fill things in. Initially, places like Lewiston and Augusta will probably start as rain, maybe a few snowflakes mixed in up high, but that won't last that long. Eventually we'll crash over to snow. I think through the middle of the day, though, into the early afternoon, even though it's snowing, outside the mountains, travel should be fine because we're still going to have a sun angle kind of working on the asphalt, so it makes it hard to accumulate on the roadways, even though it'll be accumulating on the grass and decks and all that other stuff. But when the sun sets, which is around 4 o'clock these days, that's when things, I think, go downhill pretty quickly, because not only do we lose the sun, but the winds now turn out of the north and start dragging down some colder air. So I think it's the hours right after sunset that we really accumulate at the rate of 1 to maybe 1.5 inches an hour, and it starts accumulating on the roadways. So here we're at 6 o'clock, still snowing 8, 9 o'clock, all the way till 10 or 11, and then midnight over far northern Maine, and then we get this thing out of here by early Friday morning. Snowfall amounts here, they're always a little tricky. There's always something. Verbatim, this is a big storm system. If you look at the model forecast, they'll have 10 to 14 or 15 inches of snow in this zone. But I don't think we'll be able to get that kind of snow because the snow won't be fluffy enough. It'll be heavy, wet snow, which means less of it. Plus, we'll lose probably a couple of inches earlier in the day when we can't really accumulate it. So I'm taking that into account. Along the coast, we will see some snow. I don't think it'll accumulate to much at all, though, under an inch. 1 to 3 just away from the coast, and then 3 to 6 as you get across inland locations. So as far as travel goes, fine, mostly fine, and then it gets kind of sketchy after sunset, as we talked about. Luckily, it's pretty quiet after that, but it's not particularly warm, so areas that get several inches of snow will keep quite a bit of it. Little known fact, you can melt snow even if it's below freezing, so we'll do a little of that, but it's not going to just vaporize the day after like sometimes it does in November. So it's quiet over the weekend, but chilly there. So again, I don't think Mainers are likely to cancel too many plans here, but it's something to know. I think on the way home that it's going to just be a little bit tough after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, pack the scrapers and the brushes because you'll need them, it sounds like.
Apparently real Mainers drive around with it year-round. This is what Amanda told me.
Oh, okay.
So you're supposed to just have it there for the next season.
Well, they're always prepared.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? All right, thanks, Keith. Now here's Amanda Hill with a look at what's ahead. Hi, Amanda.
Hey there, Sam. Just to clear my name, I did not say that, Keith.